But which one would you guys say that rechanneling is the easier method? You wouldn't say it is. Tell me why.
Obviously, if you're passionate about something, it doesn't feel like a job.
Mm.
So if you're doing something you're not interested in, it's going to feel like you're dragging your feet more.
Okay. But I think the money, the money that you're potentially making makes it a lot easier, no? But I agree with that perspective. Anyone else? Which one do you think is the easier strategy to kind of undertake? Topeka, what do you think?
I think the mentorship connection strategy.
You think it's easier? Okay, maybe I'm bugging then. Maybe I'm the one. Because I thought the rechanneling strategy would be easier to be like, you know what? Let me get my money up and then just go and start my business. Okay, cool. Okay, when it comes to risk reward, I said the reduction strategy, simply because the risk is higher because you're spending a lot of time with without any guarantee of success, but the reward is exponentially higher than if it was with the rechanneling strategy. Right? It's definitely much more higher. Do you agree?
I agree.
You guys agree? So you guys think that in terms of risk to reward ratio, reduction strategy is better, yeah? Cool. What about mentorship connection? Would we say the reduction strategy as well? Great. When it comes to experience, which one? Reduction as well? When it comes to the pathway, when I say pathway, I mean the step or the view of you from you. You remember the little graph that I showed you? You're here, your business, the business you want to start is over here. I said that the reduction is more clearer. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's more straightforward.
It's more straightforward. It's more obvious. It's more obvious. It's more obvious. So, if you do choose the rechanneling strategy, here's some tips. Focus. Focus. The reason I say focus is that, remember, I think a lot of people get carried away, especially in the rechanneling strategy, because they forget that they're only doing maybe like, you know, the investment part or the social media marketing or any other money making aspect just to create money, right? And then they get carried away with that part. And then they forget about their business idea. You get what I mean? So they see themselves making money, you know, it's like, what's the point? I could buy a nice car, can I move out of my parents' house? What's the point? What's the point, right? Let me just stay doing this. But when I do business, it's not really about the money, not to begin with. Honestly, it's not. Like I told you before, if you're not doing business to have a serious effect on the world, there's no point. We've got enough money makers. We've got enough people who just doing money to make money. However, if you've really got a dream, if you're choosing this strategy, yes, create that money aspect for yourself, but don't forget that you have a serious business idea that you want to go back to. Yeah? Cool. And don't forget to get business learnings from your desired industry elsewhere. Because if your idea is software, but you're making money with social media marketing, you're not getting your business learnings from what you're doing. So you have to go and learn it elsewhere. So yeah, that might mean, taking courses, doing stuff in other places. Don't forget to go get your business learning elsewhere. But my overall tip is stay focused. Also, cash is king. With this strategy, you're less likely to get investment from institutions, so save as much for your desired business. I think when people make a lot of money with this strategy, they tend to get show-offy, Oh, look what I'm doing, making money, let me go buy a car, and that's nice. Go buy a car. But remember, cash is king. And like I said before, with the other strategy, you're more likely to get investment. With this strategy, you're not. Because you haven't shown your skills within the desired industry. So save as much as possible for your desired business. So, if you do choose the reduction strategy, patience. Your path may be longer, but it's the one with the most reward. It's the one with the most reward. Right? We talked about this. It's a long-term view. It's look, I'm going to start at level 1 before jumping to level 10. But I know that when I get to level 10, the rewards will be definitely worth it. My second tip is concerning community. Make sure to use your mentors and your business community to develop your SCT. Like, mentors are so important. They're honestly such an underrated aspect of this strategy and business in general. When you have somebody that is your mentor, you are levels above other people, right? So use them. Go and ask them questions. And here's a little tip for if you have a mentor, if you have somebody that you can connect to. If you want them to help you, what you need to do is help them first, right? So if you find a potential mentor and you identify this person as somebody that can help you in your business, when you first speak to them, don't just download everything onto them. Ask them and say, listen, how can I help you? How can I help you? These are my skills. My skill is X, Y, and Z. I know you're doing this, this, and this. With my skills, can I be of service? Yes, Matthew.
So, case for you, did you have a mentor or anyone?
Oh, most definitely. The way that I started, off was, those that pushed me into starting were my mentors, right? And over time, I can go back to them because I can say to them, listen, if you need help, I'm here. And here's a tip about business as well. When you want to start, it's not about what you can get from other people, it's about what you can offer. So if you're starting a business, right, and you know that you need something, maybe you need digital marketing. You want to know how to advertise online or something. Instead of, here's a tip to save money. Instead of just saying, look, I need this. Is there any way that you can help? Say, listen, I can do this. So for example, Angel, and you're the one who told me about your business. Listen, you might know a girl who's really good at digital marketing, right? But you see her hair and it's looking a bit frazzled. You say to her, look, I'm going to help you install your next wig. However, I need help with this. Right? That's a good way to trade value. And you laugh, but honestly, that's the way that I started off. When I started off with law, I went to my friends and I said, listen, I need help with filming a bunch of stuff. Is there a way that I can help you? And I remember the way that I started, I was an actor in some of my friends' stuff so that they would help me with my filming. I would literally get behind the camera, be the boom guy. Like, I would do all sorts of stuff that I never imagined doing. Has anyone ever heard of Timothy Armu? No? He's famous in the, social media marketing space. And he once told this story, right? He had a magazine where he would interview celebrities. And he wanted to interview Richard Branson. You know Richard Branson, right? But he's like this nobody, no one knows this guy. How is he gonna get Richard Branson? Obviously Richard Branson's gonna be, expensive to get. So he told this story. He said he knew that there was an event that Richard Branson was going to, right? So he emailed the organizers of that event and said, I want to come and help you stack the chairs, or set up the chairs, set up everything that needs to be set up, right? So obviously the guy, that's free help. Okay, cool. He went there, he got there super early, started stacking chairs, started helping out, building up the event, right? And then afterwards, the guy was like, oh, cool, thank you for helping out. Is there what's up? Do you need anything? He was like, oh, I know Richard Branson is coming. He's in the green room. The green room is like a separate people for the VIPs and stuff. Can I have 5 minutes with him? And the guy said, yeah, cool, boom. And he took him to the green room and he had an interview, like a 5-minute interview with him. This was, what is it?
That's huge.
Do you get what I'm saying? And what did he do? All he said is, I will help you come and stack the chairs for free. And that's how we got 5 minutes with Richard Branson, and he was able to sell his business for hundreds of thousands of pounds. It's as simple as that. When you go into business thinking, how much can I charge? That's not it. You need to go into business at first thinking, what's the value trade? How can I trade value? Right? How can I trade value? You guys know what matcha tax is, right? I remember how got started off with match attacks. Oh, you to go?
Oh yeah, sorry.
No worries, Eleanor. I hope you took something.
Then I thought,
No worries. What's the time, by the way?
It's 5:30.
5:30. Okay, cool. Okay, I got. Yeah. I'll talk for 10 more minutes and then I'll stop. But you guys know what match attacks is, yeah? So I went from having nothing to having like one of the biggest, largest collections in the school. You know how I did that? So exactly, trade. Like, huh? You did the same thing. But the thing is, my parents refused to buy me match attacks. So one day I went to my friend, you know, and with my convincing skills, I said to him, listen, I know you got this player. Like, you don't really need him. He's dead. He's a dead player anyways. Like, just give him to me, right? So he gave me a couple of his cards. And then, boom, I said to, I knew of another guy, he wanted this specific player that I had. I traded, and then just from there. But what's my point? I traded value for value. Value for value. So if you can't afford anything, say to yourself, okay, what does this person need? What do I have to offer? And is there a way that I can trade value? I promise you, it always works. Because we're humans at the end of the day. We're easily manipulated. It's not all about the money. Because I like to say that money is a vehicle. Money is not the end goal. Money allows you to do what you need to, money allows you to get what you need to get. However, if I can give you your end goal without the money, then what's the point in the money in the first place? Does that make sense? So for example, if it was that, I wanted, someone to, if it was that you needed someone to help you with your digital marketing, right? I can help you with the digital marketing, boom, you do something for me, and there's actually been no money exchange between us because we've both got on our desired ends. Money's a means to an end. It's a tool, it's a vehicle. So focus on saying, okay, how can I help you get what you really want? Because it isn't just money. Because you're gonna go use that money for something. So how can I get you that something without the money in between? So think about that. Think about value for value, trade for trade. So yeah, that's how you make sure to, use your mentors, connections, a business community to help you develop your SCT, and then also share your work. Share your work. And I don't just mean posting on Instagram and TikTok. I mean, if you have a target market, or if you have people that can potentially 10x your business, go into their DMs. Go and find their emails and email them. You know how I found this university? I emailed. That's how I found you guys. I emailed. I went on your student union website. I saw, look, there's an entrepreneurial society. Boom. I got the emails. I emailed whoever I needed to email, and now I'm here. It works. So don't just post it on Instagram, because Instagram honestly doesn't care about you if you're not big already. Like being honest. So what you need to do is go into the DMs of people who you know can help you out, or the DMs of your target market, and then shamelessly share your work. I have the view that if you're scared to share your work with your target market, then your work is probably not very good anyways. It's the truth. If you can't shamelessly say, look, listen, this is the work, I believe it can benefit you in X, Y, and Z way. If you can't do it, then it's probably not good enough anyways. Does that make sense? So you have to be able to shamelessly share your work. If you're a freelance copywriter, I literally had a writer DM me the other day. He said, Zion, I want to get my name out there. How can I get my name out there? And I said two things. I was like, you need to be authentic in the work that you're doing. So authenticity matters. That's how you stand out. Your USP is actually you. Your USP isn't something else. Your USP is you. Because every business is, especially when you're a freelancer is just like, it's you get the work done, right? It's nothing, the outcome isn't usually so different, especially if you're a writer, right? But I said you need to put your unique self into your writing to make you stand out. So I said be authentic. And then after you've been authentic, shamelessly share it with people. Go and DM people and say, look, this is my work, this is what I've done. You should check it out. It's a 1-minute read. And I promise you, get one opportunity. And one opportunity is what you need. When you get that one opportunity, you can turn it into something else. You can use that. When I got my first speaking gig, I used that. So the next time I emailed the university and said, oh look, I actually spoken at this university. Oh, well there you go. Now I've got some experience. So once you get that first one, use it to get the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one. So share your work. It's important to share your work. It's important to share your work. So yeah, I want to go back to this statement. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I'll spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Based on what I've told you and what I've taught to you today, can anyone kind of re-explain it in the context of what I've spoken about? Yes, Will.
Okay, so if you're looking to start a business and you have a big idea, it's
Yep.
more important to spend more time first building your skills and developing a network instead of going straight into it.
Boom. Anyone else? Or did Will kind of just say everything? Yeah, go on, Angel.
I think obviously out of the 6 hours, they're only spending 2 hours chopping the tree.
Right.
So more time is spent in developing your SCT
Yep.
than executing that.
Perfect. It's more important to, in my opinion, spend some time developing your SCT than to just go straight into your business. Especially if it's a big business idea. Scale it down and then build out from there. Anyone else?
Yeah, so just build your foundation first.
Build your foundations first. And the thing is, most people actually do this, but maybe they don't realize it. It's better to be conscious of what you're doing so that you can do it more effectively. So most people actually do this. Like they'll start off, with drop shipping, buying and selling online, and and then they'll go from there into like physical products, right? But when you know that you're doing this for a reason and you know what you're doing, it becomes easier to do it. And you can do it quicker, you can do it faster, you can do it more efficiently, and you can scale that, 5 years to 3 years, right? Or to 2 years. So give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I'll spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. You guys said it exactly. It's more about spending that time building up your SCT, your skills, your capital, and your time, so that when it's time to tackle your business idea, that big one, not just a small one, not just the drop shipping. If you want to do drop shipping, there's plenty of courses. I'm not the guy to help you with that. But when it's the big innovative business idea, okay, build up your SCT so that you can do it well. But thank you for listening. I hope you actually, gain anything. Do you have any questions? In terms of, so do you have any questions? And in terms of what Wizlo.com is, like I said, Wizlo.com is going to be the home of entrepreneurs, where we curate and provide tools for freelancers and small businesses. I want you guys to scan the code. If you click on the website, it's actually not up right now because we are putting some new stuff out. And basically, if you wanted to, we're putting some stuff out to make it more valuable for small business owners like yourself. So basically, we've got like a tool rater, right? We've if you wanted to use a specific tool, or if you wanted to get accounting, you want to know which one's better, which one's more cheaper, like which one's best for you, we rate it all on there for free. You can check it out. Whatever tool you need, whether it's you want to write a business plan and you found a tool online, go look on Wizlo.com. It will rate it for you, and then you can choose what's best for your business. That's our logo. When you do scan the QR code, follow my LinkedIn, because like I said, the website isn't up right now. Follow my LinkedIn, follow my Instagram if it's on there, or I can give it to you, and I'll follow back. I'm not one of these weirdos that won't follow back. Like I'll follow you back. It's not that deep. And then we can keep the Discord going, keep the communication going. Like I said, this is only part 1 to 3. And the next part, we actually, delve deeper into how to take it from there. But yeah, that's a little bit about Wizlaw. Do you have any questions for me? I hope you enjoyed the thing. Tabang.
Oh, I did enjoy it. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Could you discuss any challenges or failures you've experienced as an entrepreneur and how you overcame?
Tabang. Business is failing forward, in my opinion. It's failing forward until you stumble into success. That's how I would, define business. It's failing over and over again until you actually stumble into success. Like when you're successful, especially after you failed so many times, it's like, oh wow, I'm actually doing all right. Like what the hell's going on? So, I told you I've got this Evernote No, that's called Crazy Ideas. I had an idea to, which is actually a decent idea. Like, this is a free idea that I'll give you guys, and I think it could work. Tell me what you think. The idea is to, a lot of students, I don't know if this is a campus uni, yeah? So some people stay on campus, right? Cool. There's a lot of people moving out, especially in this time. And there's a lot of people with clothes that they don't really need. Say to them, look, I'll help you get rid of your clothes. Go get their clothes. 80% of them will be trash, but 20% of them will be decent clothes. Go sell that on Depop and Vinted. Do you get what I mean? Like, that idea was crazy, but I realized I don't really want to be, having a lot of people's smelly clothes in my room. But honestly, if you can make it work, I think that could work. Because one, there's no startup costs, right? You just, people will give you their clothes, especially girls. Girls tend to recycle a lot of dresses. Am I right, ladies? Tend to like buy a dress and not wear it again, right? Like, and then they don't know what to do with that dress. Boom. Go take that, use it. But anyways, I digress. That's a potential idea if you wanted to. That was something that I wanted to do. Didn't work out, Then I stumbled into the next thing, and then into the next thing. But Whistler was like, the one thing that's always been constant with me is helping other people, like within like entrepreneurship, and helping other people to scale. For some reason, like just before 2020 on lockdown, people will like come and ask me about business advice, and I'm like, I've never really positioned myself as somebody that can give you business advice. So I was like, let me run with it, and that's how Whistler was created. So yeah, I failed many times to bang. I said it before, I'll say it again. Business is failing forward until you stumble into success. Cool. Yes, Angel.
Can I ask how you deal with your networking? Like, are there any specific events you go to?
Oh, yes. I'm literally in like so many group chats of events. However, so here's a tip for you. Do you guys know that for every council in the UK, there's a thing, I've forgotten what it's called. Yes, thank you. Chamber of Commerce, right? Literally go look up the Chamber of Commerce for the particular place where you live, and they literally have a list. Do you know about this? They have a list of events. Literally go to these, and they're free. They're usually free. Go to these. Go and speak to them. Also, another tip. You guys have heard of Eventbrite?
Yes.
Go on Eventbrite and type in business events. Boom. There's a list of events that's going on. You could, some of them are going to be free. And then when it comes to networking and speaking to people you've never met before, first of all, you have to be bold and confident. And then second of all, integrate that aspect of how can I help you? Oh, you're doing this? Oh, cool. Well, I'm actually doing this. And I think that I can benefit and I can help you out in a certain way. Don't go in saying, I need help with this, because nobody cares about you. Everyone cares about themselves. It's the truth. We're selfish creatures by, So go in and say, look, I can help you with this, I can help you with that. Build that relationship with that person, and then take it from there. So yeah, like I said, Chamber of Commerce events, Eventbrite events, and then don't say no. Like at this stage, never say no to anything. I promise you, unless it's something that's going to be detrimental to your health, like drugs, of course, Well, yeah, unless you want to experiment. Anyway, I'm joking. But like, don't say no. Never say no. If your friend says, listen, I'm going to this event. One of my friends, she sent me an event of something going on in London. It's all the way in London. I said, cool, let's book the tickets now. What are we waiting for? Never say no. You're young. What are you doing? The alternative is sitting in your room doing nothing. Go, get up. Like, I feel that's something that's wrong with this generation. Rather be behind a computer screen than in person. And the one that's going to win is the one that get off the asses. I'm sorry, it's the truth. Get off your ass, go to these events. But yeah, any more questions? Yeah.
How do you build and maintain a strong team?
Oh, good question. So I've had two people on my team. And it's not easy. But because everyone has their expectations, some people might not believe in your business. I always say, when it comes to building your team, do so much that you literally can't do it all on your own anymore, right? Because when you bring somebody on, first thing they'll ask is, oh, how much percentage am I getting, or are you going to pay me? Like, they're never really going to believe in your business as much as you do. So if you could do as much as possible on your own, do it. I always say, if you do the work of 4 people, after 4, it's like, okay, cool, this is a bit too much. right? But if you can, and when I say the work of 4 people, I mean like do the advertising yourself, go to these events, do the sales, come up with a product. Like you're gonna have to anyways. That's how business starts. No one has ever started a business unless you have the money by going and finding 4 people and saying, you know, unless they're like your best friends or something. Like usually you have to be the one on your own if you've come up with the idea. So yeah, but in terms of, you know, how do you keep people together? Communication is key. Literally meet as, you know, as much as possible. Make things clear at the beginning. So you say to them, this is your equity, this is my equity. If you're splitting equity, say, look, this is your equity, this is my equity. Make everything clear. There's a famous story of Snapchat. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Of course you've heard of it. What kind of question was that? Sorry. Snapchat, so the founder, Evan Spiegel, and his co-founder, they didn't talk about equity, right? They never talked about it in the beginning. And now Snapchat is about to, you know, raise a certain amount, and now, you know, the investors are like, oh, so who owns what? Like, who owns what? And now all of a sudden there's beef, there's problems between the 2 founders because they're like, oh, well, you know, I think I should own this much, and it almost brought Snapchat down. And that's all because they didn't talk at the beginning. So my thing for you is, although even if you're starting a business with your best friend, listen, sort all of that out in the beginning, make everything as clear as possible. Write a contract. I'm being serious. And a contract doesn't have to be 5 pages long. Just say, write on a piece of paper, you earn X amount, I earn X amount in X company. That's it.
You need a shareholders agreement.
Right.
You know?
Oh, I mean, yeah, you can get like templates, but I'm just saying, like, if you don't know, you know, if you can't be bothered to write all of the things, or if you can't find a template online, literally, you know, the least you can do, say this person owns X, I own Y, boom. This is how we're splitting it, and then get both of you to sign it, have a witness there. But my overall point is, just sort it out at the beginning, and then communicate with each other. Constantly communicate. If somebody's not happy, let them go. I promise you, someone else will come. Let them go. The business is bigger than them, and the business is bigger than you as well. So don't let your own stubborn mind affect you from doing what you really need to do. Cool. Any other questions, Matthew?
Do you have this idea of uni? Or is it sort of something you thought about?
Listen, me and university, we didn't mix. Like I came into uni. The only reason I wanted to go to uni was to get away from like home, because I was just tired of being at home. So I said, university, I'm going there to obviously I did a decent grade. It's not like I, you know, flopped. You know, I got the 2-1. However, I'm not an academic, so I wouldn't say I'm the guy that's to stay up all night doing research. I'm the guy that put my dissertation in 10 minutes before it was due. That's me, you know? So I'm not a good role model when it comes to academics. But I did the job, I got the job done. And yeah, so all throughout uni, I was just thinking of business ideas, thinking about, you know, what I could do. And in my last year of uni, that's when I really started off on Wes Law. So yeah, like uni is the best time. You got as much freedom. You're getting some money from the government. I promise you, when you graduate and all the responsibilities start to hit, yeah, it gets a bit harder. So now's your best time. You guys were like in first, second year, third year? Eesh, long day. So you guys are about to start feeling it. But, you know, do as much as you can. Do as much as you can now, you know?